Question 27. You have 6x minus ay equals 24 over b. That's the first equation. The second equation, you have 2x minus 3y equals 4. On the xy plane, both lines in the system of equations above are the same. That means these two lines are the same. If you are to represent it on the graph, let's say this is your xy plane, y-axis, and the x-axis. If you take this as the first line, the second line is on it. Don't mind that this is not straight. It's actually meant to be two straight lines on one another. That's what the question is saying. If a and b are constants, what is the value of ab? It's saying if this a and this b are constants, what is the value of ab? You know, ab is also a times b. This means we have to find the value of a and b and multiply them together. Let's write out the equations. You have the first equation as 6x minus ay equals 24 over b. The second as 2x minus 3y equals 4. You know, the shortcut method is that you compare the coefficients of a particular value you have in equation 1 and that in equation 2. Here we have the coefficient of x as 6, and in equation 2, you have the coefficient of x as 2. If you check the coefficient of y in equation 1, you have it as a. In equation 2, you have it as 3. And the constant in equation 1 is 24 over b, and that in equation 2 is 4. So you can't really get the relationship with the y's in both equation 1 and 2 or the constants because you have unknowns there. So the one you can use is this, where you have the value of the coefficient of x in equation 1 and that of x in equation 2. Now this is 6 dropping to 2. You have to find what you are multiplying by 6 to get to 2. Normally you can just say 6 divided by 3 will give you 2. So you divide all through by 3. Or you can find your constants. You can take the coefficient of x in equation 1 multiplied by your constant k should equal 2. That's the coefficient of x in equation 2. We have to find the value of k, so we divide both sides by 6. Divided by 6, divided by 6. 6 cancels 6. K equals 2 over 6. 2 here 1, 2 and 6, 3. You have that as 1 over 3. The constant is 1 over 3. So if you multiply 1 over 3 by 6, you get 2. So we can find a with the constant. So to find a, you know the coefficient of y in equation 1 is not just a, it's negative a. And provided it's also negative for equation 2, you can ignore the negatives and focus on the constants. So you have a times the value of k is 1 over 3 should give you 3. This is not hard. You can make this a over 1. A times 1 is a over 3 equals 3. You can make it over 1. Standard in math, to get this divided by 3 of this a, you multiply both sides by 3, which is the opposite, but you can simply cross multiply. You can have a times 1, that will give you a equals, you have 3 times 3, that will give you 9. A is 9. You know a is 9, you can find b. We have the value of the constant in equation 1 as 24 over b. You multiply it by the constant k, which is 1 over 3. 1 over 3 equals the value of the constant in equation 2 is 4. You know, this is just multiplication of fractions, so it's not really hard. You can just say 3 in 3, 1. 3 in 24, that's 8. So you have 8 times 1, 8 over b, because at the denominator you have b times 1, that's b, equals 4. You can make this 4 over 1, then you cross multiply. Standard in math, you say multiply both sides by b. So you have b times 4, that will be 4b equals 8 times 1. 8 times 1 is 8. We're looking for b, so we divide both sides by 4. Divided by 4, divided by 4. 4 will cancel 4. b equals 8 divided by 4, you would have 2. b is 2, while a is 9. And you know the question says, find the value of ab. You know, ab, as said earlier, is a times b. So you have it as, you know, 9 times 2. You know, A is 9 and B is 2. 9 times 2 would give you 18. So the answer to this question is D, that's 18. Hope you understand. In summary, using the shortcut method, you have to find a value that has both its coefficient in equation 1 and in equation 2, or its constant both in equation 1 and in equation 2 without an unknown. That's why we use the value of the coefficient of x in equation 1 and the value of the coefficient of x in equation 2 to find the constant k. Then we used it to find the value of a and also the value of b. And like the question says, find the value of ab. We multiply the value of a times the value of b and we got the result, which is 18. Hope you understand.